Hello everyone, Catweasel here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Arkham Horror, the card game, where we're currently playing the Dunwich Legacy campaign and we're on our third scenario, which is the Miskatonic Museum, and our intrepid investigators are Daisy Walker and Zoe Samaras, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to recover the Necronomicon. Yes, it's in one of these side chambers in the actual museum itself, and they're looking to find it. It's in the restricted hall, and they're hoping to keep it from the claws of any cultists that may be after it. Alright, so it's been going okay apart from Daisy. Daisy's been having it a little bit rough, but other than that we seem to be cracking on. The hunting horror has come out, and it's being dealt with currently by Zoe. Now, the unfortunate thing about the hunting horror is once you kill it, it has a tendency to come back, and when it comes back it's stronger. So we may have to try and perhaps not kill it straight away. Let's see if we can keep it hanging around. Perhaps we'll be able to evade it for a few turns before we actually have to kill it. So I think that's pretty much the plan. Just before we get into episode 14, there was a slight error from last turn, and it was when the hunting horror actually engaged with Zoe. She should have got a resource, so we'll give her a resource. We'll pop that over here. Other than that, oh yes, one other thing did get pointed out. We've got the Necronomicon here for Daisy. This is her copy. She's got the John Dee version. It isn't the copy that they're actually looking for. That's the Alias Wormius version. But her version, well, it's her weakness. Now, I did mention she'd only have 3 actions to sort of get rid of it, but actually she's got 4 actions because it is a tome. So we can actually use her special action that is on her text on a card here. We can actually use that to get rid of some of this horror that's on it. So thanks there to Blake who pointed that out. Right, other than that, I think that's it. So let's get straight into episode 14. And here we are at the laugh and chuckle phase, always a delight. Okay, so first things first, that is a doom. So we move up to 3 doom. The agenda is at 5, so we don't have to do anything with that straight away. Next up, it's draw some encounter cards. So I think Zoe will continue to go first. Not sure what's the single card it is. Beyond the Veil. I hate this card. So she's got Beyond the Veil, Hex. It's a Surge as well. We're going to have to pull another one. Revelation. Put Beyond the Veil into play in your threat area if there's no copy of Beyond the Veil in your threat area. No, there isn't. And if her card deck has no cards in it, we'll take 10 damage and we'll have to discard it. Now, Zoe may survive that. She has got 9 health, so if we can actually get one of her allies into play, she might even survive Beyond the Veil. So she is definitely, out of the 2 of them, she is the best person to get that. But we've got to draw another card, and we get Arcane Barrier, Treachery, Hex Obstacle. Attached to your location, so it's going to go at the museum entrance. As an additional cost to move into or out of the attached location, test willpower 4. If successful, discard Arcane Barrier. Well, our willpower is 4, so that's not too bad. Otherwise, you must either cancel the effects of the move or discard the top 5 cards of your deck. So that's a bit of a bummer. And it may affect what we were hoping to do as well. I was hoping to avoid the hunting horror, but if we can't move, what's the point? I'll have to have a think about that. Okay, so she's got Beyond the Veil and we've got an Arcane Barrier at the museum entrance. Next up is Daisy's encounter, and she gets Cursed Luck. So this is going to go into a threat area, and she gets -1 on her skill tests. And but if we succeed by 1 or more, we can get rid of Curse Luck. She's going to do some investigating anyway, so hopefully we'll be able to get rid of that, as she has pretty good investigation. Okay, so that is the Mythos phase. I don't think there is anything else, so let's move straight into the investigation phase, where Zoe will go first. And here we are with Zoe. So what's Zoe going to do? I think we will try and evade. We won't move. The whole point of what Zoe's trying to do is she's trying to keep the coast clear for Daisy. So if we keep the hunting horror around here, like I say, we don't particularly want to kill it straight away. We're going to try and keep it sort of hanging around for a while. You'll see why we're trying to do that at some point, hopefully. So what we'll try and do is we'll use one of her actions to evade the hunting horror. Now it's 2 against 2, unfortunately, so we may end up having to try and kill it anyway, but we'll try and evade. So we need a 0 or better, and we get, unfortunately, we get a skull, which is a fail. And it was -3, yes, if the hunting horror is at your location. So, yes, we definitely failed that. We're going to try it again. Or are we? Is this going to work? It's not really going to work. I'm just wasting actions doing this. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll end up fighting it, but I also want to make sure I get the Elder Sign Amulet into play. So we're going to pay 2 resources and put that into play. Pop that here. Pay 2 resources. So we've done that. And for our final action, we are going to try and kill the hunting horror. I would have liked to evade it, but unfortunately we've got no cards to help us to do that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to try and kill it. It does mean it's going to come back stronger next time, but Zoe's pretty tough. I think she can deal with it getting stronger a couple of times before we're going to have to seriously look to evade it all the time. So let's fight the hunting horror. We've got the machete, and we get +1 for the attack, which puts us up to 5. And do we get anything else from anywhere else? No, I don't think we do. So it's 5 versus 2. So we need -3 or better, and we get a -1. So we do kill the hunting horror. So we'll move that. And yes, this and Shadow Spawned. We get rid of Smite the Wicked at least. Shadow Spawned and the hunting horror. We'll put these up here, and we will call that our void space. You'll see that when we move back to the board. That is it for Zoe, so we need to move across to Daisy. And here we are with Daisy, and I think what we'll do is we'll just bring the security office down here. Remember, we've got Curse Luck, but we want to get these 2 clues. So I think what we'll do for our first action is we are going to try and pick up one of these clues. So that's investigation. It is 5 versus 2, but it's like 4 versus 2 because of the Curse Luck. So we'll chuck a perception at it. So that is 6 versus 2 now. So 6 versus 2, and we get a cultist, which is just a -1. Whew, good job we didn't fail. We'd have been putting the hunting horror. We'd be putting the hunting horror out. But yes, we pass that, and we pick up one of those clues. Brilliant. Discard perception, but we do get a card back, and we get a knife. So we'll pop that there. Okay, so for our second action, we're going to investigate once again. But this time, we got rid of cursed luck, so we don't have to bother about that. And what are we going to do? That'll be 5 versus 2. Yes, we won't commit anything to this. We'll just go for -3 or better, and we get a -4, which is a failure. I don't believe it. There's only 2. Only 2 things that could have stopped us. A tentacle and a -4, and we got one. Oh, what to do now? We've just got to do the same again. So we'll do the same again. Hope we don't pick a tentacle or a -4 this time. And we get, what's this? A -2. Excellent. So we're now at 4. And we can put, whoops. And we can put security office back. Up here. Okay, so all we've got is a single free tome action, and we're going to use Necronomicon. So she will take 1 horror off it, which will put her down to 8. So there we go. She is on 8. Great stuff. Right, that is it for Daisy. And that is it for the investigation phase. So I think what we'll do now is we'll go to the enemy phase. And here we are at the enemy phase, and yes, there are no enemies. Although, up here in the void, the hunting horror is waiting to come out again. But at the moment, it's not on the board, no other enemies are on the board, so we can get straight into the upkeep phase. And here we are at the upkeep phase, so let's get some actions back. Pop these up here. And now it's a time to draw a card for Zoe. See what she gets. Dynamite Blast. Ooh, boom. I dare say that'll come in useful at some point. It's quite expensive, but yes. We may keep that for as long as possible, because in that case, if the hunting horror gets really powerful, then we can always dynamite blast it, and that'll help us kill it. She also needs a resource, which is brilliant, and we get a card for Daisy. Whoop. And we get Arcane Studies. Now, we can only have 8 cards in our hand, and we currently have 9. So we'll get rid of the knife. And we'll have Arcane Studies instead. And we will promote a resource. So she's up to 3. Alright. So that's pretty cool. That is it for this round, so I'll go and upload it and I'll be back shortly with the next. And here we are at round 28, and it is the laugh and the chuckle phase. Woo! So we'll put a doom out. So we're on 4 doom, but the agenda's 5, so that will flick over next turn. And we've got to pick some encounter cards. Well, I think we'll continue with Zoe going first, and ooh, it's the last encounter card. And it's a locked door. Attach the location with the most clues. It's also got obscuring fog. So that's going to be a laugh. Yeah, it's a good job we've got Daisy on the job. We may need to bump up her intellect, however. Right, so that's gone there. And we've still got Daisy's card, but that means we're going to have to shuffle all these together. The hunting horror stays in the void, by the way. So we'll shuffle all these together and go again. Cut. And what does Daisy get? She gets a twist of fate. Revelation. Reveal a random token from the chaos bag. If you draw an elder sign symbol or a positive number, nothing happens. If we reveal any other number, we take a damage. If we reveal any of these symbols, we take 2 horror. Dun, dun, dun. Right. And we get a -2, which is any other number, isn't it? So we take 1 damage. And we'll put that 1 damage onto the research librarian. So that ends up being discarded, which is okay. We're planning to get Dr. Milan Christopher out anyway, so we need the ally slot. But it does mean that Daisy doesn't lose any damage, so that's pretty good. I don't think there's anything in play that makes it direct damage, I don't think. So I think we're alright. Okay, that's fine. And yes, that is it for the laugh and chuckle phase, I believe. So let's get straight into the investigation phase and Zoe. And here we are with Zoe. I think she's going to have a go at this arcane barrier. She's got 4 willpower. It's 4. You've got to test 4 willpower against the barrier itself. So we need a 0 or better. We'll just give it a go. See if we can get rid of it in normal fashion. So we're trying to move to the museum halls. So we've got to test the barrier. And we get an elder sign. Fantastic. Let's just check. Elder sign effect +1. If this skill test was successful during an attack, that attack deals +1 damage. Well, it wasn't an attack. It was the arcane barrier. We've had a bit of luck. That's brilliant. The luck is with Zoe, obviously, rather than Daisy. But we've got rid of that arcane barrier, so that's cool. So that means she does move. So let's get up to the map. So Zoe has moved 1. Now we have to have a bit of a think, because we could move her down here and she could have a go at getting rid of that locked door. Couldn't she? Yes, she could. So yes, that's what we're going to do. We're going to spend another action and she's going to move again. And she's going to move here to the administration office. And we're going to try and get rid of this locked door. So we've got a test. We're going to test strength because it's better than agility, to see if we can break down the door. So that is another 4 plus 4 versus 4. But is there anything we can throw at it? No, there isn't. But let's give it a go anyway. So she's going to have a good old-fashioned try at getting rid of it. Come on, a 0 or better. Ooh, a -1. If only we could have chucked something at it. But unfortunately, we were unable to get rid of the locked door. Never mind. We'll have a go next time. Right, so that is it for Zoe. Next up, it is Daisy. And here we are with Daisy. First things first, let's play emergency cash. For 3 resources, that puts us up to 6. So there's the 3. But we're going to use one of these, plus those 3, to pay 4 resources. And we're going to put Dr. Milan Christopher into play. So that is 2 actions. And what are we going to do for our 3rd action? Let's think. Well, I still... We can't put Flashlight into play because Necronomicon and Old Book of Law are in play. Oh, we could use a move and a shortcut to get to the administration office. I'll tell you what we'll do. We will just, I think, all we'll do is... Oh, shall I play Arcane Studies? We'll play Arcane Studies. The reason being, obviously, we'll be able to add to our intellect, and we may need it because of that locked door and the obscuring fog. So we'll play Arcane Studies, I think. So that's the last of her normal actions, and that'll cost 2. And then for her final tome action, we'll do the Necronomicon again to get rid of a horror off it, and she goes down to 7 if I don't drop the die. There we are. So we've nearly got rid of the Necronomicon. That is it for her go. We're going to have to... Oh, if only she hadn't lost all those actions earlier on, in earlier rounds, because we've really got to get up there and start revealing some of these, some of the halls. But we've got 4 clues now. If we can get the other 4 clues in the administration office, we'll have 8. And then we can really rock through and reveal 4 of those locations then. And with any luck, the fourth one will be the restricted hall if we are lucky. But as it stands at the moment, we've got a long way to go. That is it for the investigation phase. Next up is the enemy phase. And here we are at the enemy phase. The only enemy we've got is in the void, so that is fine. We can get straight onto the upkeep phase. And here we are at the upkeep phase, so let's get some actions back. 3 for Zoe, and actually put them in this order. Bit easier. 3 for Daisy and her special tome action. Right, there's no cards that we need to refresh, so it's straight into drawing cards. Zoe, she gets a 32 Colt. Brilliant. 6 ammo. Woohoo! Let's get this into play. Then she's got a Colt and she's got a machete. Yes, yes, yes. Saying that, she's loaded for bear though. I think she's got about 8 weapons in the deck. So we'll probably be seeing quite a few weapons coming out for Zoe. So there's the 32 Colt. That's brilliant. She gets a resource. She's also got quite a few resources. That's pretty good. But I think she's got paranoia as well, which causes her to lose all those resources. So let's spend a few, I think. Yeah, we really need to start spending a few of those. And then it is Daisy. She gets a card as well. And she gets another shortcut. Fantastic. Shortcuts should really come into their own once we start going into these halls and coming back out again. So hopefully that will save us some time later on, because as I keep going on about, poor old Daisy, she has lost a lot of time, unfortunately. So that's pretty grim. But those shortcuts should help us to get some tempo back. And she gets a resource. So there we go. That's great. And that is it, I think, for the upkeep phase. And that is it for the episode. We're going to leave it here. We've done 2 rounds. Went okay. We had to kill the hunting horror, unfortunately. that arcane barrier had sort of like put the kibosh on what we were going to do. And yeah, she's pretty tough, Zoe, anyway. So even though it gets stronger and stronger, I think we can knock it back and kill it a few times before it becomes a real problem. But we'll have to keep an eye on that. Yeah, it's pretty much going to come out very soon because the agenda's going to go over. So we'll have to start dealing with it again. But hopefully, you know, we'll be able to deal with it. Talking of the arcane barrier, we got very lucky. So we managed to pull an elder sign and we got rid of it. So that was fantastic. I hate those arcane barriers. They're a real pain in the backside. She does have Beyond the Veil though, but she does have loads of cards. So we'll just have to be very careful with her stack of cards, just to make sure. That said, hopefully she will get one of her allies out. She does have 9 health, so with an ally as well, she would probably be able to survive that. She'd be on like probably 1 health, but she does have emergency aid, and I think there's a first aid in her deck somewhere as well, so she might well be able to survive that. Anything else? We nearly got rid of the Necronomicon, thanks to Blake's advice. Yeah, we'll just use our tome action to get rid of that last one, you know, if something unforeseen doesn't occur anyway. And then the Necronomicon's gone, so that's good. We've got Dr. Christopher in play, so she's now got +1 intellect, which is brilliant. And I've got to remember, after we successfully investigate, we gain a resource as a reaction with Dr. Christopher. That was something I kept forgetting. But we do need it because she is low on resources. And at some point, we will want to get medical texts into play. And yeah. Hopefully when we get rid of the Necronomicon, we can get the flashlight into play as well. And then she's just an investigation machine. And it doesn't matter about the locked door then. Doesn't matter about the obscuring fog. She'll have something crazy intellect that will mean that she can get past all of that. Oh no, the locked door does matter, doesn't it? Because you can't investigate with a locked door. That's it. So we'll have Zoe on locked door duty. She'll try and get rid of that. As soon as we get rid of that, we can send Daisy in there. The obscuring fog should cause her no problems whatsoever. But in the interim, Daisy can get to the museum halls and she can start looking. Yeah, she can spend the clues that she's already got. Hopefully we'll get a couple of the museum halls that have clues in them, and she can do that while she's waiting for Zoe to knock this door down. As I say, I think the hunting horror is going to come out when the agenda flicks over next turn, so that'll keep Zoe occupied as well. But all in all, not a bad turn. I think it went better than the last episode anyway. Certainly for Daisy. Daisy got a bit more done. So that's great. Thank you for watching. Thanks for all the views, thanks for the subscriptions, thanks for all the likes and for all the dislikes, and thank you for all the help and support. As ever, if I've made a mistake or missed something, please let me know and I will do my best to try and fix it before next episode. And I'd like to thank everybody who's been across to Board Game Links to have a look at my videos that are over there. And yes, thanks to everybody who's done the same at BGG. Not everybody watches them actually on YouTube. Some watch them on Board Game Links, some watch them on BGG. So thanks to all of you. Thanks to anybody that's made a comment anywhere. And for anybody that's liked or dropped Geek Gold or anything like that, thank you so much. And that is it for episode 14. I hope that you will join me for episode 15 of Arkham Horror, the card game. But until then, this is me, Cat Weasel, signing off. Toodaloo.